And can I do something very quickly with your controls? Chad, if you might have noticed on the webcam, it still says Jacob is here.
Yes.
Which, if I remember correctly, this is not Jacob.
I'm definitely not Jacob.
So the boats are pretty easy to use as well. They're fairly basic.
To refuel.
Yeah, well, not so easy to refuel, but all they need is jerry can with fuel and a spark plug, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. You get in, then fill it up with some fuel, put in your spark plug, away you go. It's as simple as that. So pretty handy that way.
You can do that. There's no inventory on the boats because they're just a mode for transportation. You want to get from one island to the next, and there should be no reason to hoard it. You should let another person after you use the boat. And if you put an inventory there, all of a sudden you just might want to keep the boat, use it as a mobile base. So
Yeah.
let's see.
Let's find out.
It's moving. I'm standing on it. I think you can stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can stand on it, which
And
is
then
pretty
you can
cool.
get back
so
in.
you'll be able to stand. And is it basically at low speeds you can kind of stand on it as well? But as the
Yes.
speed goes up and up, you'll fall off, basically, right?
Yes. As it's moving fast, it's intentional that you just won't be able to stand on it. But like with many things, modders can change that functionality if they wish to do so.
Yeah, definitely, which is going to be a pretty cool feature of it. Oh, can you go first person? People want to see what it's like in first person.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. The vision in first person as well is quite nice. You know, there's nothing major blocking it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can change seats in first person.
You can.
Yeah.
Actually, do you want to... Oh yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah.
You can change seats, so you can swap around. Do you want to go to all the different positions, I guess, and just
Yeah,
kind of show
do
them
that.
all off? This one's my favourite, I think, is
Yeah.
they're kind of just relaxed and chilling on the front of the boat.
Yeah.
Which
We
is a
can go
cool
to this
pose.
side corner now.
Yeah.
And then back into the driver.
Back. The boat can have 4 in total, including the driver, so 3 passengers and the driver of the boat itself, which is quite nice.
Let you shot on the boat. As long as they remain on the boat and you take them back to shore, you can loot them, but if they're in the water, you can't loot them. So avoid killing people out in the sea.
Yeah, you're better off waiting for a boat to come into land and then be able to, you know, if you're wanting to PvP with the people there, you can do it that way. And if a body falls into the water, you won't be able to loot it, but if it's on the boat, you will be able to. It's a good thing as well if you have like a full boat of people, say you kill all 4, you're not going to be able to, so say you kill all 4, you want to move the boat, you'll have to chuck the driver out of his seat and more than likely they'll fall into the water. So you will have to sacrifice one person when you are kind of looting that stuff as well, which is going to be interesting to see what decisions people make when it comes to that type of stuff. Also as well, chat, we obviously have the push function that was added in a couple of updates ago now where you were able to push cars. Same applies for boats, so even if you wanted to beach this one, for example, to show it off, you get stuck on a thing, you're like, oh no, my boat is beached. You can go up to the front of it and you could be able to push it off. You'll be able to go up to it and then just push it back in. Having a look around. Can you anchor a boat? Will it drift away when it's not beached? So if you were to stop in the water right now... And
it will not drift away. It will stay in place. Yeah. It will just move up and down with the water, but it won't drift.
Yeah. So don't have to worry about, you know, getting out, leaving your boat and opening to come back to it and it's still in the same place. It will be. It won't drift off like boats do, which is quite nice. What questions do we have? If you're wanting to repair a boat, it is a tire repair kit because it is a rubber boat. So I think, is it NBC suits use the same things? Sure. They use the same stuff. So tire repair kit picks up your boat if it gets damaged for whatever reason, if you crash it or it gets shot or anything like that, which would be quite good. What happens if you run out in fuel? And I suppose it's a good thing to also mention the fuel indicator.
Yeah. What happens when you run out of fuel? You gotta swim back to shore. You can't push the boat while in the water. You can't push the boat while on top of it. Well, you can on the current experimental, but you won't be able to in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and with the fuel icon as well, so there's going to be no fuel gauge, as obviously these engines themselves don't have any fuel gauges. So as you can see, the fuel icon is yellow, and so it kind of goes by color. If it's yellow, it means you have more fuel. If it goes orange, you're running lower on fuel. If you go to red, it means you're basically about to run out on fuel, and so on. It's pretty simple, I think, to understand that way, which is. But yeah, are there many colors of the boat? So there is 4 variations.
Yes, there's 4 variants.
Yeah.
This black one, then there is a orange one, white and blue one, and then there's this camo pattern one that is suitable for the new terrain.
Yeah, it's suitable for the new terrain, which would be pretty cool to see.
I did see a question earlier. I was asking if the networking was client-sided. No, it is still server-sided. But as it was mentioned inside the devlog, there were significant investments into improving it for the boats.
Yes, do you want to go into a bit more detail about that, if you're able to?
I can go into a little bit more detail, yes. So what it is the networking was improved because the previous solution, which is used for cars, when you transferred it over to boats, and with the boats with the ocean tide moving up and down constantly, the boat would just start flipping and turning and going everywhere.
Yeah.
So it had to be changed for boats.
Right. So that's cool. You got a bit of an upgrade.
Yes.
Definitely. That's nice to see.
And now boats work.
And then we're driving boats in vanilla DayZ, which is pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're quite cool.
Yeah, just that the boats have been in progress since late last year, November.
Yeah.
And it's been a tremendous feat. Yeah.
Been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool so far.
Yeah. And it's not just been me working on it. There's been assistance from people on Infusion, our QA team, and then there's been like the audio people, the animators, and design for dictating how it should go. And yeah, it's been great.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is another new interior as well.
Nice. Is this actually Sakhal? Yes, it
Yes.
is actually Sakhal, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. So this is one of the new interiors. Yes, there'll be a couple of things which are familiar to the previous version, and others which will be completely brand new. So this one's kind of familiar with the kitchen set and where the oven is, but I've branded this one as like small piano. So obviously we've got the larger piano
nice
building.
piano in there now as well. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And can I do something very quickly with your controls, Chad? If you might have noticed on the webcam, it still says Jacob is here.
Yes.
Which, if I remember correctly, this is not Jacob.
I'm definitely not Jacob.
So Limi just change this really quickly.
Yeah, that's good.
Boom.
We'll have that.
Boom. Very, very good. This is another changed house, isn't it?
Yeah. So this was actually the first one I ever done. And so I spent a bit of time kind of like going through the designs, and I kind of envision what the house would look like first. You know, it's all clean, it's all nice, and then I kind of rough it up a little bit. Yeah, so we've got a few bits and bobs here, and I love this bed because you can get under it.
There's a new secret spot, chat, for any of you wanting to hide or ambush somebody in a house.
Yeah, you know, if you just hide your light. If someone comes in, you got a shotgun, straight for the ankles.
Well, it's a bit snowing as well, isn't it?
Yeah, just a bit.
It is a little bit snowy.
It's fine. This is another one. This is another brand new interior as well. So this one was actually a bit more tricky to do, and I'll kind of explain that very soon. Just because with this kind of style of building, I wanted to try and make it quite a bit unique in its usage. So I kind of turned this into a little bit of a I wouldn't say a workshop, but for lack of a better word, that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's what I would think it would be. Yeah.
So
nice.
a few bits and bobs here and there, and then you go into the main living room, which has got a bit more detail to it. Repainted the doors as well in the original version, the white.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I like that. Like you have the TV there on the couch, and it all just looks like really just like it was. They just left one day and
pretty much
didn't take anything with them,
and
which is quite cool.
Also, you can hide behind here. Everything is in the testing phase, so just remember that not everything you see here is final. Everything is all subject to change.
Oh, and that
Yeah.
That stairs is blocked off.
Yeah, so anybody who's... Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. It really is. I really love the outside as well, like not just the inside. And it's actually probably good to mention as well, not every house is changed, right? So there's a mixture of the current ones and the... Like, this one's the same, but then you have a mixture of the new ones added in as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. So each town will have, like, all 3 variants now. Some town more than others. But with the new variants, obviously, there's quite a bit more to look at, quite a bit more to play through, which is kind of what we wanted to do in the first place.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, we didn't want to just be these 2 new, these 2 variants. We wanted something that kind of spice things up a bit.
Yeah.
Make it a bit more fitting.
Yeah. See, there's a new building right there.
Yeah, so it's not just new variants. We've actually got new complete assets done. And I worked on all the interiors for these, and there's 3 sets of these kind of tenement buildings as well. So I'll take a very slow walk through them. And if we go to your left, we can see a very luscious, expansive... I'm not going to do
Is
that.
it an office?
Yeah. So each kind of room,
No, aggro.
I think we've got some friends.
I think we got some friends here.
Oh dear. Go away.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you can do that as well.
It is pretty cool. So yes, you are able to kind of vault out a window as well, which would be pretty nice. So
Yeah.
it's quite sick. I do
So
like that.
with these ones, the apartment buildings, you can vault out of them.
Can you vault in? You can.
You certainly can. So you certainly can.
I actually did not know that, so that's the first time I'm seeing that now as well, which is pretty cool. And are all the rooms the same in the building, or are they all different?
The only ones that are the same are the bathrooms. Every
Oh, wow.
other room is completely different. The layout is overall, like, the building layout is the same.
Yeah.
But everything else is completely different. I made sure even the fireplace positions and the other positions, each and every single tenement building is different. So it's not going to be the same for every single one.
That's pretty cool.
A lot of love and care was put into that.
Yeah. Oh, rug and wall.
A new sofa.
Oh,
as
that's
well.
sofa, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so it seems like nearly every room has some type of fireplace in it, right? Like the... Oh. Yes, there is some people around.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Oh, what's this? Oh. Little extra hole in the wall that you can...
Yeah, so
escape through.
it was a really good idea to kind of connect them through a little bit, so when you're doing a bit of PvP action,
Yes.
you've got something to, kind of go on from.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And each tenement building's got the same thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is the first variant I've done.
Yeah.
And this one, each kind of room style, I try and tell a bit of a story. So the sofa was originally right here, facing this wall. The table was in front of it. And then I kind of just threw them to the side, like somebody's came in, kicked it to the side, or
Yes.
whatever else. So the wells, the function, it's going to be kind of different when it comes to Sakhal. So instead, you're going to have these little springs here instead. Oh, coincidental. That's Jacob's.
What's that?
So yeah, can't.
So what these do, Chad, is these replace wells. So there is none of the standard wells that you see on Trenorus or Livonia. It is these springs. So if you're loading into map day 1 and like, where are the wells? They're replaced with these hot springs to make it, fit the map a bit better, right?
That's right, yeah. So
cool.
you've got to... So most of the villages, I'm not entirely too sure how many, have these dirt trails. Keep an eye out for the dirt trails. The springs are going to be... they're going to be away from the town a little bit. But you just follow them and you'll get your springs.
Yeah, so there'll be like a little dirt path like the one that's here. That'll be kind of wherever these springs are. You follow that path and it will lead you to that spring. So, you don't have to go around looking for it. You can just follow the path and you'll get to where you want to go, which is pretty great as well. And it's just, something different as well, right? You have a set of wells. We have these springs now and it's is a bit cooler.
Yeah.